Hello everybody, this is your boy, the Almighty Green Talent, bringing you a video of today's victory. The Eagles snagged a very close victory, 24-19 against the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. But before I begin, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to the video. Please smash the likes. Because that is what get the video circulating all over social media and YouTube land for your enjoyment. Pleasure, TikTok or YouTube. Alright, now let us jump right into it, shall we? Because it is late at night, 10:26 to me, 11:26 to be exact, depending where you are from viewing the video. Like I said, the Eagles got this game by I think 5 points, 19, 21, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they won the game by 5 points. They went to Baltimore and secured the victory. Now, people were saying all along that this would be the test that the Eagles will have to pass because the Baltimore defense is they are a top 5 ranked defense in the league. The offense also a top 10 ranked offense in the league as well. They are number 1 in scoring. The Eagles have the top 10 ranked offense, but not as high as Baltimore, who is ranked number 1 in the league. Because King Henry makes them a number 1 ranked number 1 ranked offense because of King Henry, because the way he's been able to run up and down on opposing defenses. The Eagles held them in check pretty good. But before I get right to Henry, let me go ahead and get some of these stats taken care of for you guys, because I really don't want to talk a lot. So let's go ahead and jump right into this right quick. Okay, highlight player stats. Here we go. We're gonna start with the Baltimore Ravens. Start with them first, then get to the Eagles statistics. Lamar Jackson did pretty good. 23 of 36 for 237 yards, a 6.6 average. 6.6. Yeah, 6.6. He threw for two touchdown passes, no picks, and his average rating was 101.3. That's not bad, you know what I'm saying? And Derrick Henry still did pretty good on the ground, you know what I'm saying? I hope the Eagles have held him under 70 yards rushing, but that wasn't the case. He had 19 carries for 82 yards, a 4.3 average, 19 with the long, and that was the one that he ran around a corner on the defender, and I think that was I think that was C.J. Gardner-Johnson that he was trying to use the stiff hand on, and it did really well, but not good enough because C.J. Gardner still maintained his ground. See, one thing about Derrick Henry, when he used the stiff arm, his stiff arm push, he using your forward momentum, and when he stiffs you, it shoves you. It gives you a backward momentum that are going forward, and once he think you going forward, you're going to the ground. But that wasn't the case for Gunner. Like I said, Gunner was I think T.J. Gardner-Johnson was the one he used stiff arm on, but it didn't work because T.J. Gardner-Johnson was able to rebound from his stiff arm and was able to get the tackle on Derrick Henry and push him out of bounds. And that was that 19-yard gain I'm talking about. Lamar Jackson had 8 carries for 79 yards, so 9.9 average, 39 with the long, no score. I'll get that from reading the stats. And Hill had 3 for 6 yards, 2.0, 3 with the long, no score. Andrews, the tight end, had 1 for 2 yards, 2.0, 2 long, no score. And Flowers with 1 for -3, -3, no score. The Eagles kept Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson out of the end zone on rushing attempts, which is very good. Like going to all these games, particularly after the bye week, the Eagles have not allowed many teams to run touchdowns on them. And that's one reason why we're number one in the league. Number one also in passing. And against passing, number one in passing and rushing defense. We're number one in both categories. Okay, receiving. Now this is the guy I'm talking about, Zay Flowers. Now, Zay Flowers is one of the better young receivers in the game. The guy was number one draft pick, the first round draft pick last year, I believe. I think he played with Ohio State. It wasn't Ohio State. It was one of the other schools. I want to say Ohio State, but I could be wrong. He had 3 receptions for 74 yards, 24.7 was the average. 40 was the long no score, and that was the one that what's his name? Lamar Jackson threw over the middle, and he caught that ball and sprinted some yards for a 40-yard minimum gain. But that was the last time that Zay Flowers had went over the middle of the Philadelphia Eagles. Last time. So the Eagles buckled up. Andrews has 6 for 67 yards, 11.2, 20 with the long, no score yet. I mean, one score, that was the end zone touchdown. And then got Likely, who also, he's the other tight end. He has 5 catches for 38 yards, a 7.6 average, 11 with the long, 1 score. Those were the only 2 touchdown scores that Lamar Jackson got over the Eagles. Now, those 2 touchdown passes were at the 1-yard line with the pitch over the middle for the score for both of those catches. Derrick Henry had 3 for 29 yards, 9.7 average. 16 was his long, no score. Hill was 4 for 15, 3.8. 5 was the long, no score. And Wallace was 2 for 14, 7.0. 12 was long, no score. I do not see Nelson Aguilar in the receiving score, which means that he must have had 1 catch for minimum yards, or 1 catch for negative yards, or 1 catch for no yards. I don't even see him in the receiving category. So that's a good thing, because we know him very well. He probably the only team on that Baltimore, the only player on that Baltimore Ravens team that has a ring from the Philadelphia Eagles back in 2017. All right, here's the defense. Rohan Smith, who came back from injury, playing in today's game, had 11 tackles, 9 assists, and he had a half sack, no interceptions, no forced fumble. Washington was 8 for 2, 0-0-0. Boyd was 5 for 2, 0-0-0, and Hamilton was 4 for 1, 0-0-0. Jones was 4 for 1, 0-0-0, and Robinson was 4 for 2, 0-0-0. Stevens 4-0-0-0-0. Washington was 3-0, 1 sack. 0 interceptions, and the 4th fumble, which was a 4th fumble, but the Eagles recovered it. So there was one turnover in that game. Yes, that the Eagles had some 4th fumbles, 1 4th fumble, and the Eagles recovered it. But he didn't. He giving credit for the 4th fumble because he forced it, but the Eagles recovered it. Humphrey was 3 half sack that he shared with Rohan Smith, 0-0. Harrison was 2-2, 0-0-0. Urban was 2-1, 0-0-0. Simpson 2-1, 0-0-0. Owit, I think I pronounced his name. I think I butchered his name. 1-1, 0-0-0. And this Mother Bouquet, I think that's his name. I think I butchered it. 1-1, 0-0-0, and Wiggins was 1-0, 0-0-0. Okay, kick return. This guy Ali was pretty good. 2 returns for 62 yards, 31 was his average. 38 was the long no score, and Wallace was on punt returns with 2 for 16, 8.0. 11 was the long no score, and Tucker was 2 for 4, 21 was the average, 50 was the long, no blocks, and he 1 for 2, extra point. Oh, okay, now here's what I want to talk about here. The Ravens probably would have won this game, but Tucker had three kicks that was missed. He missed 2 extra points and 1 3-point field goal, which should have been 5 points. So that's 5 points that was missed, and that's why it's 2 for 4. The field goal, the 2 for 4, which means that the 2 extra points that he missed, he made 5. He made 4. He kicked 2, but missed 2. So that's why they call it 2 for 4. And he had the extra point. The extra point was the extra point, the 3 extra points. That's the one he missed. That's why he 1 for 2 on that one. And it got stout. The punting with 4 TOTs for 191 yards. 47.8 was the average. 658 was the long. No touchbacks. None inside the 20. So in overall, the Ravens did pretty good defensively and did pretty good offensively, but not good enough. Now to get to the Eagles. Hurts was 11 of 19, 118 yards, 6.2 was the yard per average, 1 touchdown score he threw, and no INTs, and his rating was 93.8. That's by far his lowest so far this year. Under, but it's over 90. I would say if your rating is 80%, 80.0% or higher, that's pretty good. So 93.8% is not bad, but that was the lower that I can recall him having this year for his rating. Okay, Barkley, once again, the running game. 23 carries for 107 yards, 4.7 average. 25 was the long, 1 touchdown, and that was the one he ran into the end zone. Hurts with 9 for 29 yards, 3.2 was the average, 11 was the long, 1 touchdown, and that was the one. Now he did a tush push, and that tush push into the touchdown that he got. And Shipley was 1 for 4, 4.0, and no scores. I'd be glad when Shipley it began. I'd be glad when he used Shipley a little bit more. But I believe that that's gonna come down into later on into the season, which I'll speak about also later in the video. Receiving, A.J. Brown, 5 catches for 66 yards, 13.2 with the average, 15 with long, no score. Goddard was 3 for 35 yards, 11.7 was the average, 17 was the long, 1 score, and that was the 17 yards he ran for the end zone for the score. And Barkley was 2 for 10 yards, 5.0 was the average, 5 was the long, no score, and Dawson had 1 for 7.0, 7-0. I'd be glad when Dawson gets a bit more as well. But all that's gonna come in due time, I believe. All right, now we in defense. Zach Bond had a pretty good, impressive night. He was 13 TOTs, 5 assists, half sack, no interceptions, and a 4th fumble. And that that 4th fumble is the one that they also knocked out and Baltimore recovered. Jacoby Dean, another impressive night. 10 tackles, 5 assists, 0-0-0, and Nolan Smith, oh man, 8 tackles, 5 assists, 1 sack, 0-0. Josh Sweat, 5-2, 0-0-0, and Cooper DeJean, 5-0-0-0. Now that foreign tackle that he did on King Henry was very, very impressive. I mean, King Henry is a 6'3", 240-pound running back. and Cooper DeJean is lighter than he is. So, and the reason why that he took King Henry down the way he did, because King Henry was probably not expecting that tackle. So, and if you guys look at this video very carefully, when King Henry got the ball out of the backfield and tried to make how to get in position to run the ball, Cooper DeJean was right there in his face. But before he knew it, King Henry tried to initiate the contact. But Cooper DeJean got so low. He got lower than King Henry, grabbed both his legs and took him down like a sack of potatoes. You hear me? I mean, Cooper DeJean is vastly becoming one of the best slot safeties in the NFL. Slot safety, slot. This guy can play corner and safety, and slot safety. He has solidified his position as the best slot safety in the NFL. He's bona fide. That's why I said his jersey next year I will be getting, and I also will be getting Quentin McHale jersey as well. Them two guys for sure I'm going to get. Blankenship, 4 for 1. He went out with a concussion. McCollum took in place with 4 tackles, 0-0-0. Rogers with 4-0, 0-0-0, and Collar with 4-1, 1 sack, 0-0. He got 2 sacks again, I believe. 1, 2. They got 3 sacks. 3 sacks. Carter had 1 sack, and then Jalen Hunt was 2-1, half sack, 0-0. Davis, 2-1, 0-0-0, and Quentin McHale with 1-0, 0-0-0. Ojomo was 1-1, 0-0-0. And Gunnar Johnson was 1-0, 0-0-0. Milton Williams was 1-1, 0-0-0. Burke was 1-0, 0-0-0. And Kelly Ringo was 0-0-0, 1 for fumble. Gainwell was 1 on kick return. Gainwell was 1 for 23 yards. 23 was the average. 3 was the long, no score. Punting goes to Brenton Covey, who was 4 returns for 29 yards, 7.3 average. 10 was the long, no score. Elliott was 1 for 1. 35 was the average. 35 was the long. No blocks, and the extra point was 3 for 3. And Brian Mann, Brian Mann had done real well in this game. He had 1 punt where he landed inside the 5-yard line. He was 6 for 307 yards, 51.2 was the average. The long was 58, no touchbacks, and he had 5 punts inside the 20. But the most important was the one he did inside the 5-yard line, which was down by the special team unit inside the 5-yard line. All right, now let me get on back to who I was talking about. Who was it? Yeah, Cooper DeJean. Oh man, this guy is getting better and better every year, and it doesn't really surprise me at all. He's good. He's very good. The Eagles are 10-2. 10-2. We have 1 game behind the Detroit Lions. Yeah. Oh, I want to talk about that. Yeah, I want to talk about Shipley. I think Shipley needs to be used a bit more into these last 5 games coming up. The Eagles, all the Eagles games going forward now are going to be Sunday afternoon games. The Eagles got 3 games at home. They actually got 5 more games to go. We got the Panthers going to be at home. Then we got Pittsburgh at home. And then we got another game on the road. I think that's the Washington game on the road. And then the Giants and the Cowboys are at home. So these Eagles got 4 home games and they should win all four of those home. They should win them all. Pittsburgh is gonna give them a little bit of trouble, and I expect Washington to give them a bit more trouble too, because Washington is gonna play really well at home. So I expect Washington to play a little bit better with the Eagles in Washington. But Shipley need to be used a bit more, and the reason why I say is that they need to set down Saquon Barkley in next weekend against the Panthers, because that game right there really ain't gonna mean nothing to the Philadelphia Eagles as far as I know, because even don't get me wrong, we can't look past the Panthers, because the Panthers have been playing pretty good offensive as of late. You know what I'm saying? They've been playing real well. The boy, their first round pick a few years ago, has seemed to have resurrected his career, because he was at one point on a trading block, and so now it looks like he's off the trading block. So whoever comes in, Carolina, is gonna have something to work with. But like I said, the Eagles should rest Saquon Barkley in this game. If they play him, they might need to play him in the first half and rest them in the second half. But if it was my decision, I'll rest him that whole game, because we will need him against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers at home. You know what I'm saying? That game, I think Saquon needs to rest. They need to use Shipley and use Gainwell in the backfield in next weekend against the Panthers. That's my opinion, because I think Saquon needs to rest. Need I mind you, Saquon had 107 yards on 23 carries. Normally, in 23 carries, you more like in between the 125, 130 range when you get 23 carries. But that's why the average is so low, 4.7. That's close to 5 yards average. But Saquon averages about 8 or 9 yards per carry. So that's a big drop, because Baltimore did a pretty good job against him. 23 carries, I mean, that's good, but it's not good, because 107 yards off 23 carries, you should be at 125 or 130. But since he wasn't that nowhere near those numbers, that's one reason why his average is so low, 4.7. That's almost 5 yards apart. So Baltimore made Barkley earn these yards. He had to earn them, and that's one reason why he said in his post game, when the game was over with, he said they played a pretty good defense, and they did. This was a test for Saquon Barkley and the Eagles offense. It was a test for Hurts, who I felt should play a little bit better as far as the passing statistic is concerned. But the Eagles know what they're doing, because see, if Hurts can throw under 30 passes, there's a good chance that he won't be erratic enough to throw interceptions or throw balls that could be batted down or lead to negative plays or fumbles in the backfield. That's one of the reasons why his statistics as far as his passing, his completion and attempts are so low. Because he 11-19, that means that he only had 8 incomplete passes. And you only had 11 completions 11 completions, and you attempted 19. That means you had 8 incomplete passes, and of the 19, you only completed 11. That's one reason why his average is so low. So I'm hoping that somewhere between now and end this year, he gets a chance to throw more, at least get 3,000 yards passing. Right now, he at 25,000 yards, 2,500 yards passing, which is not bad, but it needs to go up a little bit more. So I'm hoping that's what happens in the in the coming days. He should do pretty good. He should pass pretty good against the Panthers. Panthers should give him. He should have a 200-yard game against the Panthers. The Panthers defense, they're pretty good, but not that good enough. So they had the defense ranked in the lower 20s. So the Eagles should be able to run successfully and should be able to pass successfully in this game. So I'm praying and hope that Hurts can have a 200-yard, can finally have a 200-yard passing game against the Panthers, which I will be discussing in a video down the line. I'm probably gonna make a video probably on Tuesday, Wednesday about that game. Probably Tuesday because tomorrow is still week 13, and this is actually the week 13 of this season, and we got like I said, we got 3 more games to go, and week 13. Let me see, is it week 13 or week 14? Hold on, I think it's week 13. Let me see. Yeah, it's week 13. I'm right. So, tomorrow is still a week 13 game. Whoever plays Monday night, it's still week 13. Thursday game is week 14. So, like I said, I might make a video Tuesday or probably tomorrow about the game. Probably Tuesday at least, if I don't forget. Try to make a Tuesday night game against the Panthers game. Try to give you my in game report on that team and give some breakdowns if I can. But I'll try to figure something. If not, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll try to put it all in my keys to victory game on that video. So the Eagles win again. The Eagles win the football game 24-19. They win by 5 points. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to this video. And I am the Almighty Green Talons. It's almost 12 o'clock. This video had gone over 25 minutes. I didn't think it would go this long, but I knew I had a lot to say, and I had to explain the stats of Baltimore and the stats of the Eagles, and give you my analysis on this game. So enjoy this game, y'all. I am out of here. Peace.